Mike's on.
Get there safe. This weather's, I guess, pretty treacherous everywhere, so just it'll pass. Just be careful driving and wherever you're going now. Joe in Union, what's up, Joe?
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good, what's happening?
All right, so definitely some questions around Yankees' potential roster moves here. You got Clint Frazier, who was just called up today.
Right.
You got Brandon Drury, who's now starting, I guess, AAA rehab assignment.
Correct.
You got Canely, who's now traveling with the team, and you got Greg Bird, who's not too far off.
Right.
When all these guys come back, who do you think's going down and who's staying?
Austin's going down. Bird up, Austin down. Frazier's going to be a little trickier as far as that goes. I don't know how much they're going to be able to institute him. I think when Walker stays, he serves a very important role. There's no room on this team for Frazier and Drury. They can't. There's no room. They can't have all of them on the team. So that can't happen. So I'm not sure how quickly Drury's going to be back. I mean, they really can't. You really can't, keep that many guys because you're going to keep Torreyes here and you're going to keep Walker here. I like Walker a lot. I think he really serves a purpose. He can play three positions and he's gotten more clutch by the day. So to me, you're going to have Torreyes and Walker are on your bench. You got one outfielder on your bench. You got Bird there, so you're not really going to be able to carry all these guys. So it's going to be tricky as far as Drury and Frazier. Very tricky, as a matter of fact.
Do you think the Frazier call up though has anything to do with him getting play time before the trade deadline, as he could potentially be?
No, I think I think right now, if you look, Austin's in 0 for 22. Hicks has not hit against left-handed pitching. So Frazier might get a chance to get some rips, especially before Bird comes back. The question I have with that is, what do you do with your outfield as far as that's concerned? Because they like having Hicks anchor it. You know that Gaudy's going to get the play. So I don't see him getting a lot of at-bats here. I do think he still is very much the prime trade bait. I think he is. But I don't see a very big role for him with this team. I just think it's very hard. If he's going to hit his way in and impress, he better hurry up. Because when Bird comes back, you slide him in, and that means Austin's gone. And then you got Walker in a utility role with Torreyes. Walker can do a lot of different things. And if you're going to bring Drury back, then you're going to have to do something with Andujar. You just don't have the ability to have all these guys on the team. So I'm not thinking there's any rush there for that. Dan in Manhattan, what's up, Dan?
Mike, you mentioned many times over the years about Torrey referring to the Hall of Fame as an annuity.
That's what he used to say to Cano, he told me. He used to tell Cano that, yes.
Yeah. You also mentioned many times about the old-time Yankees like Bauer and Skowron telling the rookies, listen, don't mess with our money, referring to the World Series.
Absolutely.
Do you think that anymore?
No,
I mean, with
no.
Hall of Famers, the money that they're getting.
The Hall of Fame's a little different because it's your whole life, long after your earning power is over. Is the postseason money mean anything to these players now? No. Especially the regulars, absolutely it doesn't. They play for the right, they play to win. They also know that means endorsements, it means different things. That's much more than the postseason money. They're not thinking about that. As far as the idea was, Joe always told me he added an economic thing to it, meaning that here's the other side of the Hall of Fame, that you can be that kind of player, was what he used to say to Cano, as a matter of fact, and the idea that there was an economic part to being in the Hall of Fame as a little bit of a motivator, and knowing that gave you earning power over your whole lifetime. So that's long after you're out of the game and you've stopped making the big money. It still produces for you in terms of a decent amount of money, not an outrageous, but a decent one. Doug in Manalapan, what's up, Doug?
Hey, Mike, welcome back.
What's happening?
Hey, so a quick point about Tiger. I thought his play this past weekend at the Players was very encouraging, and the thing that impressed me most was his driving accuracy.
No question. His ability to hit the driver, his ability to draw the driver, which he had not been doing at all. He did that on a couple of tough holes. He did it on a couple of holes on the back nine. He did a good job with that. We have not seen that at all from him. Now, he's still wants to hit the stinger. We know that. But when he did have to go to the driver, he did a good job, and he did a good job drawing it, too. So, I mean, we have not seen that from him.
Absolutely. I think that the problem is if you look at his last 2 rounds, he wasn't able to close out. You know, he started out really strong, and then the last 4 or 5 holes,
he got very upset with 14. You know, I really think after 14, he took a couple of chances. 14, he was an inch away from throwing that thing to the hole and getting another birdie. Would have got him to 14 under par. And, you know, it would have gotten, was it 14 or 15? I'm trying to remember if he got to 14. Whatever he got, if he got to 13, it would have got him to 14. If he got to 14, it would have got him to 15. It was one or the other. He would have been 4 shots back. I don't remember if it was 14 or 15 at the moment. But he threw up that shot on 14, which has been a hard hole for him. He threw up that second shot, and it was a good shot. It was right there, and it just didn't hold the false front. He bounced it up close to the hole, and then it fell back down, and that really took a lot out of him because he wound up bogeying the hole.
Right.
So if he had made that putt, I think he would have had a lot of steam in his, he would have had a lot of steam going the rest of the way.
I completely agree with you. Well, what do you think he needs to improve on in order to contend at the U.S. Open?
Well, I think first of all, everybody attacked that course the last 2 days and put up huge scores. So I'd like to see him do that again on a course that wasn't playing as easily takeable as that one did. That's the only drawback, is you saw a lot of 63s, you saw a lot of 64s, so everybody was attacking that course, so I don't want to make as big a deal because of that. That's the last hurrah, but we saw a lot of things in all his shots. He showed you a lot of shots. He hit the driver. He had some draws with the driver. He was on with his putter was good. He had a lot of distance control with his putter. He had a couple of putts lip out or spin out that could have easily gone in. So I thought he was putting well. He was hitting pretty much everything that he needed to hit in the bag. I thought everything was really positive on Saturday and Sunday. Doesn't mean he's automatically going to walk off now and beat the best players in the world. Doesn't mean that at all. Still got to prove he can beat them on their best day. And Shinnecock's going to be a hard test, as you know. A very hard test, a penal test if you don't keep the ball in the fairway. So from that standpoint, it'll be interesting to watch. I still don't think he'll win a major this year, but I saw a lot of progress from him the other day that I didn't expect to see. I thought he played a lot better than I thought he would. Greer in Morristown, what's up, Greer?
How you doing, Mike?
What's happening?
First off, I agree with what you were saying before about Tanaka hitting in the 8th spot. I think that's ridiculous.
I hate it.
But I do too. But more importantly, if you're going to bring Frazier up today, facing a lefty, play him, for crying out loud. I mean, he's probably a better player than Hicks anyway. At least
they don't want to play Frazier, Judge, and Stanton. They don't want to play Judge in center field. They don't want to play those three in the outfield together.
Frazier's a center fielder by origin.
Who?
Frazier. He came up with
but Frazier's not. They're not going to. Frazier's. He's not a big time center fielder. We know that, and that's why Hicks is in there. Hicks is the glue between Stanton and Judge. They tell him to go get everything he can get. Just chase down everything in both alleys as far as you can get it. Go get it. And he can do that. So that's
Frazier
why
covers a lot of ground too. Though,
Frazier's not a good fielder, though. He's not. He's not.
All right, I disagree. But
wait a second. You're going to compare him to Hicks?
I'm not saying he's as good as Hicks, but
he's not even the same. Listen, I think he's ordinary at best, and he's a good hitter. I think he's ordinary in defensively, and I think Hicks is a superlative outfielder with a great arm, and he's a big-time outfielder. That's why he's playing center field. I don't like Hicks offensively. I agree. See, I don't think there's a lot of room here for Frazier because once Bird, now there is, you can use him until Bird comes back. When Bird comes back, Austin's gone, and I think Frazier's got to be gone unless he's going to take somebody else's spot. I mean, I don't know how he's on the team, to be honest with you. There's not room for all these guys, because I think Walker, I don't want to lose Walker. I think Walker gets big hits. I think he can play.
Right-handed to begin with.
Oh, I like him also because he can play 3 positions. I think he's a gamer, and you can use him as your bench guy. You have Hicks, Judge, Stanton, and Gaudy as your outfielders. You don't have room for all these guys. So you got to make a decision. You don't have room for all these players. And Torres isn't in the mix. He's their second baseman. There's other guys that got to, even Andujar, he's not automatic. Especially if if they want to go to Drury, he's not automatic. There's not enough room. Jim in Albany, what's up, Jim?
Hey, Mike. A few minutes ago, a caller called up about the sports betting.
Yes.
Was mentioned about the 12% tax or that, and you said, nobody's
12% off on every winning bet. Oh my God, nobody's going to make that. Allow somebody to do that to them.
But I mean, when you were mentioning pari-mutuel wagering, I mean, horse bettors are doing that all the time.
They're taking it out on the top. Listen, they're going to take their money off the top. That I'm talking about after the bet's paid. I'm talking about after you win. All right. Listen, they're going to take their money in administrative. They're going to take their money on their end.
Place a show bet for Naira, they're taking 15% right off.
You don't feel that though. You don't feel that.
Sure, you do.
How do you feel that?
The odds.
How do you feel that? You know what the odds are when you bet.
Yeah, I know that, but there's more money in the pool, Mike.
Yeah, but you don't have to bet. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. You know what you're betting when you bet.
I get it, what the odds are, but in the pool, the less the
I understand that. I understand that's how they do business, but you don't have to wager into that unknown. You know what the wager is. You don't want to make the wager, you don't make it.
Well, you know what the wager is if they're taxing you 12%. You know what the wager is.
You're going to tell me you're going to make a $10,000 win bet and have them take 12%?
Well, you know it ahead of time, so you won't make it.
Why wouldn't you bet with the bookmaker then?
I agree with you.
Well, that's what I just said. Why? So you're saying the same thing. No one's going to give up 12% of their winnings that way, consciously at the end of a bet. No way. 12% on a winning bet? Come on. No one's going to allow that. Now, you say to me, they take 25% on exotics, they take 17% on win, place, and show, but you know what the wager is. You know that's come out of the pool already. You know where you're betting at 5-2, you're betting at 5-2, you're betting at 8-1, you're betting at 8-1. You're not worried about it then. You already know that it's already in there. After 8-1, you make the bet, somebody takes 12%, then you're not going to let them do that. Why would you bet somewhere if someone after you win is going to take 12% of your wager? I don't see a lot of people doing that. I think that would run people right back into the arms of the illegal bookmakers, and rightly so. I mean, come on. It's hard enough to beat the VIG when you lose. Now you got to pay 12% when you win? That's too much. Yankee baseball is next.